The following presentation may contain too many cat jokes. Viewer discretion is advised. This presentation is rated CJ, Cat Jokes. Parental guidance suggested.
Mein Hut, der hat 3 Ecken. 3 Ecken hat mein Hut. Und hat er nicht 3 Ecken, dann ist es nicht mein Hut.
Time for some Opa Corner stories. A Chinese man comes to Los Angeles for a holiday. He arrives at LAX and gets a cab to take him to his hotel. On the way, he sees a few buses and says to the taxi driver, "The buses here are so noisy and really slow. In China, the buses are very fast." The taxi driver says nothing. Later, the Chinese tourist sees a marina with a few boats sailing by. He comments again to the driver, "The boats here are so slow. In China, the boats are very fast." The driver kept silent and drove. When they get to the hotel, the Chinese tourist gets out of the taxi and asks for a meter reading. The driver calmly tells him the price, and the man is startled. "Are you kidding me? Your buses are so slow. The boats are so slow. If everything else here is so slow, then how come the meter of your taxi is so fast?" The driver gives him a smile and says, "It's made in China." A blonde lived with 2 blonde roommates. She bought a new car, and on the way home from the dealer, got caught in a terrible hailstorm. Her brand new car was dented all over. When she got home, she called the service department to ask what she should do. They offered to send the car to a mechanic, but she'd have to pay for it. She tells them she has absolutely no money. Couldn't they just send someone anyway? The service chief, being a prankster, told her to wait till the car was cool and then blow hard on the tailpipe, which would pop out all the dents. A half hour later, her roomies saw her on her knees behind the car, blowing as hard as she could. They asked what the heck she was doing, and she told them, adding in a perplexed tone, "But it's not working." "You dummy," one of her blonde roommates said. "You have to roll up the windows first." 2 senior ladies were out for a Sunday drive in a huge car. Neither of them could really see too much over the dashboard. When they came to an intersection, the light was red, yet they kept on cruising through. The passenger thought to herself, "I feel like I'm losing it, but I swear we just drove through a red light." A few minutes later, they drove through another red light. The passenger was almost certain the light had been red, but was still slightly concerned that she might be going mad, so she decided to give the driver one last chance. As they were approaching the next intersection, the passenger paid a great deal of attention. This time, the lights were certainly red, just as they were before, and they just sped past. "Susan, do you know that we just ran 3 red lights in a row? We could have been killed." "Oh, am I driving?" A car gets a flat on the interstate highway one day. The lady driver eases over onto the shoulder of the road. She carefully steps out of the car and opens the trunk. She then takes out 2 cardboard men, unfolds them, and stands them at the rear of the vehicle facing oncoming traffic. The lifelike cardboard men are in trench coats and appear naked to the approaching drivers. Not surprisingly, the traffic became snarled and backed up. It wasn't very long before a police car arrives. The officer, clearly enraged, approaches the lady of the disabled vehicle yelling, "What is going on here?" "My car broke down, officer." "Well, what the heck are these obscene cardboard pictures doing here by the road?" "Well, those are my emergency flashers." Two bowling teams, one of all blondes and one of all brunettes, chartered a double-decker bus for a weekend bowling tournament in London. The brunette team rides in the bottom of the bus. The blonde team rides on the top level. The brunette team down below is living it up and having a great time when one of them realizes she doesn't hear anything from the blondes upstairs. So she decides to go up and investigate. When the brunette reaches the top, she finds all the blondes frozen in fear, staring straight ahead at the road and clutching the seats in front of them with white knuckles. She says, "What the heck is going on up here? We're having a grand time downstairs." One of the blondes looks up and says, "Yeah, but you've got a driver." A man has to drive for a few days to get to his new house. After a long and tiring drive throughout the night, the driver decides to pull over on the side of the road to take a nap. A man knocks on the car window, and this wakens the driver from his sleep. The man asks the driver, "What time is it?" The driver looks at his watch and replies, "It's 8 a.m., and goes back to sleep. After a while, another man knocks on the car window and wakes the driver from his sleep. This man also asks the driver, "What time is it?" The driver replies, "It's 8:05 a.m., and goes back to sleep. Sure enough, after a while, again another man knocks on the car window and asks the same question. The driver, now annoyed, says, "It's 8:07 a.m. He picks up a piece of paper and writes in bold letters, "I don't know what time it is," and sticks it on the car windows and goes back to sleep. The driver is again awoken from his sleep by a knock on the window. The man knocking on the window says, "It's 8:10 a.m. You're welcome." A blonde driving a car became lost in a snowstorm. She didn't panic, however, because she remembered what her dad had once told her. "If you ever get stuck in a snowstorm, just wait for a snowplow to come by and follow it." Sure enough, pretty soon a snowplow came by and she started to follow it. She followed the plow for about 45 minutes. Finally, the driver of the truck got out and asked her what she was doing. She explained that her dad had told her that if she ever got stuck in a snowstorm, to follow a plow. The driver nodded and said, "Well, I'm done with the Walmart parking lot. Do you want to follow me over to the Best Buy now?" And now for the funnies. You like that? Okay, one more time. The wheels on the bus go round and round. I'm in hell. Action 5 News. To continue our team coverage on politics, let's go over to Stan for the Prick of the Week. I'm sorry I accidentally kicked you, buddy. You okay? Are we cool? I'm so blogging about you later. We'd better move. That one has a coffee and a bran muffin. Daddy can't play with us right now. He's working. I never should have taught her how to use air quotes. Murray! Mad Dog Murray! Is that you? Just act casual. The Wildlife Management Finals. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? A. 250 board feet. B. 500 board feet. C. 1,000 board feet. They're hanging out together. Looks like she's finally accepted the new cat. How to crush your enemy. Yeah, that's a pasta shell. He's Italian. The print is too small. There aren't any pictures. The price is too high. I don't think you need it anyway. The Art of Complaining. We will rock you. You gotta admit, that has a catchy sound to it. Please clean up after yourself. Alphabet soup of ancient Egypt. Sparky, your mother and I are shocked at your current behavior. Until you learn to conduct yourself properly, you're grounded. Looks to be some kind of menu. All this time I thought my greatest weakness was kryptonite. Turns out it was French fries all along. Oh, quit worrying about it, Andrew. They're just love handles. We knew a mixed marriage might be difficult, but we never expected this. Careful, Eve. You might spend all of your time on it. Professor Farrington and his controversial theory that dinosaurs were actually the discarded chicken bones of giant alien picnickers. My company's letting me work from home indefinitely. Day 92. I'm in hell. At the Porcupine Ball. Ooh, ah, hey, ow, ooh, ah, hey, ooh, ooch, ouch, ooh, ee, ow, oh, ooh. Today's special, turtle soup. As suddenly as it started, Joe's gagging is alleviated when a small ninja sword is dislodged from his throat. The internet's down again. Not to worry, they're working on it. No, no, I said carve a sacred cow. Scared cow. Through some unfortunate celestial error, Ernie is sent to hog heaven. Now watch this. He'll keep that chicken right there until I say okay. You want to say okay, Ernie? A ram, a lamb, a ding-dong. When I grow up, I want to be just like you, Dad. For a more organized home, make sure everything has a place. And that concludes another Opa's Corner.
Mein Hut, der hat 3 Ecken. 3 Ecken hat mein Hut. Und hat nicht 3 Ecken, dann ist es nicht mein Hut.
Opa's Corner is now available on my own YouTube channel. Like, share, and subscribe.